flexing.
Grizzly going crazy, nigga.
Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? I remember going to school, never had the latest shoes. You was raised to make it cool, I was raised to make a move. We was playing with different bags, so I kept getting shitted on. It was motivation, telling myself stay patient. Package touchdown, gotta relocate it. If that body got took down, guess it was donated. Plug ain't from around town, but we both native. Yeah, sliding with my body, I got a Joe waiting. Can't let these hoes spend the night, ain't got no home training. Heard your damn mixtape, gave it a low rating. Yeah, streets reply, I look right in a Mercedes. Creep at night, the city lights going brave. She popping it like that is meant for, can't be no road and extendo. Bitch, I put me in the friend zone till she see me in the end zone. Horse calling from other zip code, trapping hard, I need a flip on this, the new pack, the last one been gone. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Stepping out cool, rock and roll my watch and shoes. They scream wave ain't bring a pool, mainstream think they scream my moves. Jack hit me up like gotta leave round 2. Know what's going on, man, you need it come through. I'm the neighborhood superintendent. Dogs in the den, got the kush in the kitchen. Look here, baby, I'm on real time. Needle in a haystack, but still shine. Wave guard, grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell him wait for it. Grill gold like a face guard. I did a bid and tell him wait for it. Roller coaster motor at the stoplight, catch me at the finish line flexing. Following the kid like a spotlight, why you keep asking same questions? Roller coaster motor at the,
Xion, what's goody? Xion, you there?
What's good though? You baby. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up with you, man? You know what I'm saying? You know who it is, the most hated? Oh, okay, hold on, wait. I'm echoing, my bad. I have my YouTube open. Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Everything all right, boss?
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you said you wanted to do a show, and you know what I'm saying? I'm in the shadows, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do like you today, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold them up for you.
I got me a doobie. But
man, I got this purple,
yeah,
I got this purple push shit from my homie today. Some purple, some perps. Shit over here had me in a fucking coma.
Peace to everybody in the building. It's going down tonight. Like, share, and subscribe to the show. My boy Xion, you know what I'm saying? He got the takeover tonight. So if he say kick you off the panel, if he say mute your mic, if he say he don't want to answer no more questions from you, if he say he don't want to talk no more, hey, man, it's his show. It's his show. You know what I'm saying? He my boy wanted his own show. He got it. So be respectful to the host. You know what I'm saying? When we drop that link, when it's time to be respectful to the host. Let's keep it cordial. Let's be disciplined. Have that Holy Spirit on y'all.
I'm gonna keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know, we've been talking a lot about the pseudo killers and stuff, you know what I'm saying, the last time we was on the show. And I had did a video, but it got flagged, just like you said. You did say that the video, you know what I'm saying, some of the videos that I was sharing in my slides was going to get flagged, and you were right about that. So I do want to touch on some points, you know what I'm saying, clarify some things, like, you know what I'm saying, like Ankh West kind of gave me a little clarity, you know what I'm saying, even though, you know, they press hard against religion, but you do see Ankh West, you know what I'm saying, reasoning on like Kemet and, you know what I'm saying, and some doctrinal stuff, even though he might not necessarily subscribe to it, which is fine, you know what I mean? But also, you know what I'm saying, me and Cedric Ortega are supposed to have, we've been banging out with the battle raps, promoting, you know what I'm saying, the debate. So we've been battle rapping back and forth. I owe him one bar, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna smush his head again, you know what I mean? But it's been fun, you know what I mean? And you know, with the community, like, we should be able to, you know what I'm saying, articulate, disagree, you know what I'm saying, debate, you know what I'm saying, go back and forth without, you know what I'm saying, having to try to tear each other down. But you know what I'm saying, I guess we're all works in progress. So, you know what I'm saying, with that said, I think, what am I gonna do, man? You know what I'm saying, I'm not really gonna touch much on the Rastafari thing, because, you know, that's my choice. You know what I'm saying? That's what how I choose to view the world, you know what I'm saying, through my abstract, you know what I mean, spiritual mind. So I'm not a missionary where I'm out here trying to turn everybody into rosters, you know what I'm saying? That's not the goal, you know what I mean? But yeah, so I think what ends up happening is with the big boom in information, knowledge, and science, as we're seeing it, we have a big gap now with traditional views and values and spiritual systems, and we, you know what I'm saying, and so people are poking holes in ancient ideologies, ideas, you know what I'm saying, with science and things that, you know what I'm saying, are you know what I'm saying, objectively substantiated, that may not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, fit into the religious, theological, you know what I'm saying, view, whether it's biblical or, you know, what have you. So when we're on this frenzy, like to try to disprove everybody, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to understanding, like, you know what I'm saying, there's two ways, you know what I'm saying, to live in this world. I mean, you can live in this world and deal with life and you know, your day-to-day, you know what I'm saying, with your objective mind, and then you can also deal with your own spiritual, social, you know what I'm saying, world with a spiritual mind. You know what I'm saying, is this, you know, I think people are getting so freaking polarized. Everything is this freaking black and white, you know what I'm saying, and it really isn't, you know. So anyway, what was I gonna go? I was gonna go with let me see here. Pull up this PowerPoint. Where's my PowerPoint out? Did I lose it? Let me see here. All right. PowerPoint presentation. Let me see which one I got. I'm gonna bring up the one that I had done, but I'm not gonna share the videos that I had on it, just the information that was going on, and go back and do some correcting, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, since I did the video, you know what I'm saying, people have redressed some of the issues that I've had, you know what I'm saying. Ankh West and both Cedric Ortega, you know what I'm saying, brought out some, you know, redresses to their viewpoints that so I don't want to be inaccurate about where they're coming from. This is taking a long time to load. What say you, brother? What do you think about what I'm talking about? And what direction do you think I should move forward with as far as that's concerned? Because I'm not trying to bang on them. You know what I'm saying? All I'm doing is trying to point out some.
I just called Uncle Said 2 times. I don't know if he's busy with his dog or his birds. But let me say this real quick.
All right. Yeah.
Let me say this real quick. Uncle Said, I'm sending you the links. I'm hitting you up. Uncle Said, listen to me. Cedric Ortega, Soliga K9. I'm sending you links. I'm hitting you up. You dropping other shit in my back chat that ain't got shit to do with me or my back chat. You dropping music in my back chat. I'm hitting you up. I'm sending you links. If it's smoke, Uncle Said, if it's smoke between me and you, Uncle Said, please let me know. If you ignoring Super Wavy, if you mad at Super Wavy, let me know. Cause I'm a real nigga. I ain't gotta fuck with you. And before you keep dropping goofy ass music in my back chat, I can just take you out of my back chat. So Uncle Said, if you fuck with me, click the link and get up here. If you fuck with me, click the link and get up here. I just called you 2 times. I hit you up yesterday. When I hit you up yesterday, you sent me a link to some niggas basically liking the work that I had did I guess a couple days ago. That ain't why I hit you up. You don't hit somebody up saying what's up and they send you a fucking YouTube link. No, nigga. If we had an issue a couple of weeks ago, you know what I'm saying? We calling each other names and stuff like that. Bro, this the back chat, bro. This ain't real life. So Uncle Said, I'm letting you know. I know you watching this, training your dog and your birds. If it's an issue with me and you, let it be known. Just reply to a text or tell somebody to send a kite to me. I'm not fucking with Super Wavy right now. Because if that is the issue, nigga, that's cool. If that's the issue, that's cool. Like, I don't take none of this shit serious. So maybe because I called you a tether and you came off a banana boat, maybe because if I said that shit, it got you mad. Hey, brother, this YouTube, this Facebook back chat, I don't give a fuck. So if you mad at Super Wavy, nigga, let it be known to me. Let it be known before you continue, you know what I'm saying, playing this one foot in, one foot out shit. I ain't got time for it. I'm a real nigga. Let me know where your head is. Now back to the topic of conversation.
Now, me and Wade.
Hold up, brother.
Yeah.
Back to the topic of conversation. Honestly, Xion, it depends on what you said. Brothers walk back some of their statements. So it honestly depends on It honestly depends on to me what topic you talk about. So if you basically saying like where should I go? Where should I go forward? It really to me depends on the topic. And a lot of times you gotta be clear about what you're saying. So instead of saying I got beef with pseudo killers, it's one person you know for a fact that says something you disagree with. Maybe they all agree with that one person, but just go at that one person instead of you feel me?
Definitely. That's why, you know what I'm saying, like the primary conversation was between me and Ankh West and Cedric Ortega, you know what I'm saying? So you know, Cedric Ortega and I were supposed to debate, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Haven't really set that up and had that. So, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see him.
If he answer my phone call, if he answer my phone call, we can get there. But if you mad because I called you a tether 2 weeks ago, brother, life goes on. I'm not about to
me and him banged out too.
I'm not about to beg a nigga to debate on my platform.
You know what I'm saying? It can't be about that.
Scientific information. That's really why I brought him on here to jump in and just give us some spill how he be spilling. But like I said,
let's go with that.
I know for a fact, like with you, I already know who you basically would get in the ring with. So that was the reason why I was just calling him. Like, Xion just mentioned your name. let's get this shit out the way.
Let's get you in the way, get you out here, B. You know what I'm saying? Let's plug this right here. You know what I'm saying? All them battle raps. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what he the song that he dropped. That was at me, yo. You know what I'm saying? That song that he dropped was for me. You know what I'm saying? That was his third bar to our little battle rap situation. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's time for me and him to have a conversation. You feel what I'm saying? It really is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if he could hit the chat, if he hit the link, that'd be great. So basically, here, let me
then if it's some shit like both of y'all brothers, y'all come up with a topic and y'all come up with a time and a date, and Uncle Said decide, hey, I don't want to do the debate on Super Wavy. Let's do it on Paradigm Shift with DMG.
Right.
Check this out. I'm totally fine with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just right. You got this dude bringing your name up. You got this dude bringing, and it ain't. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna pull it back up, Xion. But this dude is bringing your name up, and I don't remember when you just came on the show and addressed it. So I wanted to get that out the way. If y'all decide to bait on Sinetta or DMG, I don't give a damn. But have a damn conversation. And if we really beefing, nigga, let me know. I don't want a nigga to be beefing with me and I don't know about it. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I think there was talk about doing it on Lions Den, doing the debate on Lions Den because, you know what I'm saying, of the titles, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Mandinka Molly, you know what I'm saying, who wanted, he said basically, you know what I'm saying, if y'all want to make it a title bout, you know what I'm saying, come to Lions Den, you know what I'm saying, where both of you got titles, you know what I'm saying, you put up your Intercontinental Champion and he put up his championship title, you know what I mean, and you know what I'm saying, y'all do it here official, you know what I'm saying, official tissue, which I have no problem with, but you know what I'm saying, we could do the preliminaries and the discussions anywhere, you know what I'm saying, we over here daggone writing bars and shit, but we ain't getting down to the nitty gritty, and you know what I'm saying, so yeah, I'm calling you out, Cedric Ortega, I'm calling you, bro, you know what I'm saying, we got work to do, my dude.
Hey, let me say this real quick. I thought, and you know this, I thought we were setting the standards
right
for the community. I thought we were setting standards in the community where I do this every day. I have people on my platform. I know for a fact, Xion, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know, and you mentioned his name, so I'm bringing it up. I know for a fact, I probably don't agree with 60% of the shit that you say.
Right. That's fine.
Look, you look like me. You a goddamn black man. When you go outside into this world and you go get a job interview, they looking at you the same way they look at me. They don't look at us no different. When you get pulled over by the cops, Xion, nigga, they look at you just like how they look at me, nigga.
Right.
Nigga, when you go out of town, you go to the beach in another city or something, they looking at you just how they look at me. So I don't give a fuck about your religious ideology. Nigga, we got way more coming than that. You bleed how I bleed. If I get shot and you get shot, nigga, we gonna go through the same guy. The bullet gonna do the same damn thing.
Right.
So I don't be too big. I don't be too big on the, if I don't agree with you on the information, you about to be my enemy. I don't got time for no goofy ass shit like that, bro.
Right.
I don't got time for no goofy ass shit like that. Peace to Uncle Shaka, my boy Jesse in the building. King Hercules says Uncle Said trying to get you to put him on the next album. Man, you doing the holdout. He acting like Michael Parsons.
We got half a mixtape right now, yo.
He acting like Michael Parsons. Yeah, but I call him a tether, but we was joking though, bro. Like that type of word ain't even in my vocabulary. If you gonna agree, if you gonna disagree with Africa, I'm gonna call you everything in a book, a house nigga. I'm gonna call you all that. You know what I'm saying? That's back chat bullshit. But my bad, Xion.
No, I did the same thing though. You know what I'm saying? I pulled the banana boat man term out. Yo, what's good? What's good? Who's
Assalamu
that?
alaikum. That's my boy Jesse. Allah's noble messenger. Assalamu alaikum.
What's good,
You know,
Jesse?
I heard.
Man, I'm going to focus on the behavior of religion, right? Not just like a specific traditional religion, because we had discussed this the other day, and I think you had brought out that video with blood dude. I forget what I'm saying, the two brothers, Barber and the other brother. And they was on the same thing that I was saying, yo. And so this is one of the things that's so interesting. That was so timely because I literally had just got finished doing a presentation. You know what I'm saying? Now the presentation got knocked down because it got flagged because I used like a movie video, you know what I'm saying, to kind of do a little demonstrative illustration and shit, being entertaining, but it got flagged. So, you know what I'm saying? So basically what I'm pointing out is the God complex, right? And it was like, well, how can an atheist have a God complex? We don't even believe in God. It's not, see, that's the whole problem. These Negroes are not abstracting. You're just trying to, you know what I'm saying, be literal about every term. And you got a lot of people who are very literal about scripture and stuff too, which, you know what I'm saying, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? I look at things in a very poetic kind of sense and try to read in between the lines. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of folks who are linear thinkers do. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we were educated in a way that covered arts, sciences, philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Engineering, creative writing. All of that stuff was extremely important to how the human brain functions, how we as human beings are whole persons. Right? You psychologically stable, mentally and intellectually freaking, you know what I'm saying, sharp, you know what I'm saying, and at the same time able to deal with abstract and complex, you know what I'm saying, equations. Just, you know what I'm saying, even with mystic, you could call something pseudo or pseudoscience, you know what I'm saying. However, the last word of it is a science. It's someone's, you know what I'm saying, crafty and imaginative way of trying to define their universe, even at an ancient time, and how it became a social construct, a religion, a culture, you know what I'm saying, a civilization, an empire, you know what I'm saying, and how these things affect us even today. You know what I mean? So with the atheist God complex is this presumption that that, you know what I'm saying, you can transcend your humanity by removing, you know what I'm saying, your humanity, your faith, your belief, your religion, which is absolutely impossible. But to say that is to act like you have transcended, which is a God complex. Doesn't mean you believe in God, but it makes you believe that somehow what you're endeavoring in, what you're dealing with, is some kind of higher level of human evolution, or it's magical thinking. It's fantastical. Okay. No less fantastical than anything. To believe one's mind is exempt from bias or immune to emotional influence beyond cognitive limitation is to believe in magic, just wrapped in graphs instead of scripture. Okay, so when those brothers came out, I'm gonna move from that. You know what I'm saying? Me and Unc West already cleared that up. That's just a video of me and Unc going at it a little bit. Yeah, let me skip past that. I'm not worried about. But what I did see, you know what I'm saying, with and I was a little disgusted. I'm like, yo, here you are, you know what I'm saying, you know, saying that you're trying to unify the community, which is always the plus for me, you know what I'm saying, for anybody, is that you're trying to unify the community and trying to, you know what I'm saying, protect our rights. And, you know what I'm saying, just like Wavey just got finished saying, you know what I'm saying, you look like me and we have commonalities, you know what I'm saying, within this paradigm, within this American racial, you know what I'm saying, complex social system that we live in. You know what I'm saying? What affects you often affects me. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, what we don't want to do are these tactics, which we see with a lot of cults. You know what I'm saying? It's cultish. You know what I'm saying? I see it in some of my, you know what I'm saying, Israelite brothers. I see it in some Christians. I see it in, you know what I'm saying, in Muslims. It goes all around. And we try to blame this thing on religion, like, oh, look what religion did. No. That's human. And here's the freaking real reality of it. Y'all niggas are doing it too, without a God. But since saying, well, I don't need God to have morality, you know what I'm saying? And look at how terrible morals were, you know what I'm saying, with Christian, you know what I'm saying, the history of slavery and all of that stuff, but then turn around and still behave in the same manner, which is crazy, yo. Shifting focus from your ideas to personal attacks. When I was talking to Unc West, the brother was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, just getting into the information. The first question he asked me was, you a Christian, right? Wait, hold on, bro. Nothing I said had anything to do with Christianity. Why are we shifting to the person and not the information? Stay focused on the message and the values, right? Let's not work, you know what I'm saying? Let not work your work speak louder. So mockery, misrepresentation to make one look irrational. I saw them on the stage, and freaking another brother was over there dropping his little spiritual spiel on, you know what I'm saying, his Israelism, and you know what I'm saying, and the cackling, the freaking, you know what I'm saying, heckling, you know what I'm saying, you know, one person jumped in there throwing names and doing all of that stuff. The minute to diminish, minimize. That's all of the same as a group ridicule, right? Basically, okay, now I'm on your stage, so now I'm surrounded by three of your, you know what I'm saying, members of your cult, you know what I'm saying, just like I did when I went to freaking daggone ICBK, you know what I mean? All up in the daggone suit, you know what I'm saying, surrounded by folks who didn't agree with me neither, you know what I mean? But, you know, I give it to him. You know what I'm saying? I got mad respect at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Just for the fucking strength, excuse my language, yeah, of having the bravery of going up and crossing the line over there. You know what I'm saying? Brothers over there had the, you know what I'm saying, the Italian veggie patties on the Jamaican food and the reggae music there for the Aya still. You see me? You know, and I love that, you know, but the group ridicule, you know what I'm saying? And then the false equivalences, right? To equate or to critique personal bias or identity issues when you're having one. You know what I'm saying? It's an oxymoron, you know? So I said the cult, like the dynamics, the behavior, groupthink, the rally others to mock and dismiss, just like I just said, you know what I'm saying? Us versus them mentality, that's all cultish. Charismatic deflections, performance and bravado, you know what I'm saying? He dude is a listen, I don't take nothing away from Unc West, you know what I'm saying? Highly intelligent brother. He's done the work, you know what I'm saying? He's been doing the work for a while, you know what I'm saying? Nothing. I'm not tearing the brother down, you know what I'm saying? However, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you know, when we gonna, you know what I'm saying, evolve and how are we gonna hold one group to one thing and then turn around and behave in the same manner? You know what I'm saying? So the shaming, isolation, dogmatic defense, you know what I'm saying? Let a brother speak, you know what I'm saying? You might not agree with his position on flat earth. I don't either. However, you know what I'm saying, what I'm not gonna do, I mean, I might, you know what I'm saying, grab my mouth and shake my head, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, and I'll give pushback, obviously, you know what I'm saying. However, I'm not going to try to dehumanize, you know. So let's get past that. So the irony in particular, asserting that science can help us escape bias, you know what I'm saying. What did Cedric say? He said, oh, this is why we have tools. We have tools to help us with our bias. Nigga, this is freaking the tool. This is AI. Okay, this ain't even me, you know what I'm saying? This is the tool to escape bias right here, talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Assert a form of intellectual transcendence. And I make sure when I ask my questions, I'm not asking questions in the way that leans to one side or the other. Because with AI, you know what I'm saying, these programs, they will lean toward, you know what I'm saying, it panders a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of people get all of this freaking daggone, you know what I'm saying, pseudoscientific nonsense that just, you know what I'm saying, you know, the ignorance, you know what I'm saying? So I do, you know, I get it, you know what I mean? But there has to be a balance. So with a quick rebuttal, no, I'm not going to read that. You're saying, well, while simultaneously denying religion's equal cognitive role, despite my demonstration that both are filtered through the same neural framework. Okay, so you're not escaping humanity by being more scientific. You're not better than somebody with religion. In fact, you're more of a linear thinker and have less abstractions of thought. You know what I'm saying? So then the Latin religio, you know what I'm saying, religion referred to a religion obligation or reverence, not a belief system. You know what I'm saying? In the 17th century, Western thinkers began formalizing a concept of religion as distinct category, often tied to institutional structures and dogma. So early criticism, this is where the negative, the history of the negative perception of the word religion. See, we've gotten, our words, the definitions of words tend to change as cultures and time goes on, right? So generations and generations, the way we look at words changes, right? So the word religio wasn't a negative, you know what I'm saying? But we look at it as like it's Satan, you know what I'm saying? To say religious or somebody who's religious, you know what I'm saying? But so these early criticism, ancient Greek and Rome philosophers like Diagoras and Lucretius criticized religion and superstition and fear-based control. You know what I'm saying? Which in those terms, superstition and fear-based control, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But is that all there is to religion? Islamic golden age thinkers like al-Ma'ari challenged prophetic authority and divine justice. Enlightenment era of the 18th century, Voltaire, Hume, and Paine. These intellectuals attacked organized religion, not the word. You know what I'm saying? The cultural practices of religious organizations and institutions of those time periods. You know what I'm saying? We often equate everything the same, you know, and within context, we can always say that we don't want to repeat the past. However, what we don't want to do is try to daggone, you know what I'm saying, demonize something, you know what I'm saying, because of cultural conflicts, historical cultural conflicts. Religion was increasingly seen as irrational and anti-progress. That is what you guys are doing, right? So y'all still dealing with 18th century attitudes, especially in contrast to emerging scientific thought. Okay, so these were emerging cultures that were happening, right? With the emergence of more scientific invention and such. So when a group starts using emotional manipulation, ridicule, and tribal loyalty to defend ideas instead of logic, now you are becoming a cult. No less faith-based and arrogant and pompous and pious in your arrogance and your irrational arrogance. And it says stops to being a debate and starts resembling ideological protectionism. Zion, I'm not going to have that conversation with you today. No, we can't talk to Zion. Garfield Reed, Zion, this is nonsense. Let me just throw him down so he can't get an opportunity to explain what he's saying, because we're going to protect the stage right now in my what do you call it? Echo chamber, right? The behaviors are crazy. You know what I'm saying? So your power move, right? No, I'm not going to read that. That's, you know, sometimes they want to talk back to you. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? The sharp catch, the stances agrees that cognitive bias is real, but then tries to position science as the exclusive cure while dismissing religion as ineffective. That selection elevation of science over faith isn't just favoritism. It's subtle reenactment of the very fallacy we've been unpacking, pseudo transcendence through rationalism. It's pseudo in itself. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, nobody's ever prayed someone's cut limb off. But you know what? You know what I'm saying? People who tend to pray tend to live longer and outlive, you know what I'm saying, certain diseases and illnesses, you know what I'm saying, without, you know what I'm saying, without evidence of why. Even doctors don't even know why some people make it past, you know what I'm saying, but they say that the probability, you know what I'm saying, when they look at the statistics, it was more or less people of faith who lived through, you know what I'm saying, stage 3, you know what I'm saying, and a quarter cancer, you know what I'm saying, and the high stages of what have you. You know what I'm saying? And this is why in medicine now, you know what I'm saying, especially when it comes to things like, you know what I'm saying, diseases that are, or illnesses that are pretty much irreparable and maybe final, you know what I'm saying? You know, people who tend to have some form of religious faith tend to live longer, tend to thrive, you know what I'm saying, longer with dealing with pain, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with all kinds of ailments and stuff for years, longer than those who lack faith. And that's a fact. So I'm not saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to touch somebody and raise them from the dead, you know what I'm saying? However, you cannot deny that somehow it works, the placebo effect type thing, whatever you want to call it. Science helps overcome bias. Religion doesn't. Implies that science raises above human cognitive limits while faith remains trapped in them. Agreement with existence, but only assigns collective power to one system, ignoring the full neurological and social architecture. Rejection of religions. I can't read that. Overlooks psychological, communal, and neuroplastic benefits, adaptive utility. Religion's adaptive utility overlooks psychological, communal, and neuroplastic benefits. You know what I'm saying? Rooted in ritual, narrative, and belief, right? So we're just going to minimize all of that. Science and faith, 2 languages. I'm not going to do the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Just run through some things and, you know what I'm saying? We can get to it and have a discussion if anybody's interested in having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not taking any, right here, I'm not taking any side. I can, you know what I'm saying, stand in the gap for a second. You know what I mean? Being that I was an atheist for over 7 years and, you know what I'm saying, had lost faith in God and then decided that it wasn't working out for me that well. You know what I'm saying? My mental health has greatly been benefited by, you know what I'm saying, by just a little, you know what I'm saying, Rastafari. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody want to say anything? I'm not going to be long-winded. What do you think? I'm good. Okay. What about you, brother? Jose?
Jesse or Mr. Valdez, but
yeah, Jesse. Yeah, man. Valdez, yeah, man.
So I just want to say something about the God complex of the atheists. Just real quick, when the similarity of the God complex of the atheists is similar to the Luciferian. So the Luciferian, there's a group of people who actually actively worship the devil, and they have their own scriptures called, they basically have their own, religious text.
Right.
And something about their religious text is that the worship of themselves. So, they tend to believe that they're the gods of their own, the gods of their own being. One of the most special times in their life is going to be like the birthday, because that's like self-worship in a way. And that's really the only two cents I had to add.
Yeah, no, you know what? I absolutely agree. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like it actually fuels, you know what I'm saying? It's a form of like saying, okay, since I don't believe in your God and your Bible, I'm going to play the antithesis of your book, right? So I'm going to be Satan, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to poke fun at your God, you know what I'm saying, from the perspective of, and that's really, I said it the other day, you know what I'm saying, with brother Joshua. I said, you know what I'm saying, just the fact that you chose that name, like, the cats out here calling themselves the Most High, you know what I'm saying, Anointed One and all of this stuff, you know what I'm saying, the levels of narcissism that really exude us as human beings. And men, we tend to, you know what I'm saying, we tend to have, you know what I'm saying, our little, you know what I'm saying, we beat our chest, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Gorillas in the, you know what I'm saying, the mist, you know what I'm saying? But but there's a level that it's really questionable. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you really taking a what do you call it? An objective look, a mirror test at yourself, you know what I'm saying, while you're pointing the finger, you're not looking at, you know what I'm saying, the three fingers pointed back at you, so to speak. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying with this. So the critique often launched into historical or social critiques of religion, wars, oppression, moral failures, but sidestep the deeper question: why does faith continue to emerge across cultures and eras? Right? The answer lies in neuropsychology. Pattern recognition. Human brains evolved to detect agency, causality, even in chaos. That tendency births spiritual framework. This is why, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm not telling y'all to go outside and freaking absorb, you know what I'm saying, the cosmic rays of the universe through, you know what I'm saying, the sunlight and do all of that stuff. How, you know what I'm saying? But these are the ways people are looking at the world and connecting themselves to their environment. You know what I'm saying? That is neuropsychological. You know what I'm saying? It births some, you know what I'm saying? You get a feeling from listening to certain kind of music. You get, you know what I'm saying, a joy when you know what I'm saying, you know, sit down and sing a song with a group of people, or, you know what I'm saying, you have a good, fulfilling conversation with you know what I'm saying, a small group of people, you know what I'm saying, that you vibe with. You know what I mean? That feeling has the basis of some form of spiritual, existential, not existential, I would say experiential, you know what I'm saying, apologetic. And this happens with religious ideas, you know what I'm saying? People start connecting dots, and that's how it gives us our brains a way of dealing with, you know what I'm saying, you know, just painting pictures and stuff as we're going. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's a comic book. Yeah, well, comic books are great, y'all. And you believe in a comic book. Y'all love comic books, nigga. What's wrong with comic books? There's a moral story at the end of it, you know what I'm saying? So pattern recognition, existential buffering, faith helps reconcile mortality. I'm a nerd. I'm a thugged out nerd though. You know what I'm saying? Loss of uncertainty. It's a neuroadaptive response. Social cohesion, ritual, shared belief, create tribe identity. Oh, so now, you know what I'm saying, we the pseudo killers, and we're gonna have our own little meetings, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have our board meetings, you know what I'm saying, in the chat, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna, you know what I'm saying, build on this, and we're gonna organize how we're gonna deal with this community and set up the debates, and you know what I'm saying, plug this one and plug that one, and you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody hating on that. You know what I'm saying? Do you? You know what I'm saying? So that's the social cohesion. To dismiss faith as irrational misses the fact that it's not just believe, it's biologically required. Like, so you can't even get, that's the whole thing. You're not getting away from nothing by trying to act like you Dr. Spock or Lieutenant Data. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, you are not the Borg, bro. It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? Your organic brain is going to stick its foot inside. You know what I'm saying? Stick the whole ankle in the suit. You know what I'm saying? The illusion of transcendence. You know what I'm saying? What you're exposing is the fallacy of epistemic arrogance. That's what I said in my blog against, you know what I'm saying? Against Cedric. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to play one of those bars for you, bro. I ain't going to drag y'all with all my music, though. But the belief that because someone invokes science or logic, they have somehow shed the skin of human bias. But whether it's religion or rationalism, both are processed. What he do? Oh yeah, that is just some psychobabble. It's some psychobabble. That's how you gonna dismiss me, bro? For real, yo. Come on, son. Both are processed through the same bounded biological vessel. The human brain, your human brain, my dude. You know what I'm saying? To mock belief while pretending to be above belief is the most fantastical belief of all. You know what I'm saying? That's the God complex in disguise. It's still a God complex. Okay? It's still a God complex, my nigga. The pseudo skeptic thinks that they've reached pure objectivity, but their certainty is in itself a form of faith. Faith in their cognition, their perception, and their neutrality of their logic. Right? So I keep on going this, so I'll read a couple more and see where y'all are at, you know what I'm saying? And if anybody wants to chime in or whatever. So counterpoint, morality demands meaning, all right? To address mortality demands meaning, right? Ain't nobody, they say all kinds of things about the last moments right before you're going to pass away. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we need to talk about, you know what I mean? Like for our own mental health, you know what I'm saying? Something that's very important within the Black community. And I thought, you know what I'm saying, it was very interesting. You know, Unc West had made a statement, and I was quick to actually support the brother, but because I was kind of cutting him off, Unc West, you know what I'm saying, snapped on me. But it was okay, you know what I'm saying? I you know what I'm saying, I got too overzealous, and I overtalked the brother, you know what I'm saying? But what I was gonna say, you know what I'm saying, he said, is it a mental health thing? You know what I'm saying? Why these people are still stuck on religion? Nigga, yeah. It is. Yes. Yes, it is the human condition. My nigga. And you are not above it. And you have not gotten away. You have not transcended it. That's narcissistic to even think and a God complex. To even think that you have, right? Neurologically, faith helps regulate, you know what I'm saying, the fight or flight response, you know what I'm saying, in the face of loss. Culturally, belief systems serve as scaffolding for grief and renewal. Philosophically, it's not about evading truth, it's about interpreting it through human limits, interpreting it. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to, you know what I'm saying, say, you know, some days, yeah, you know what I'm saying, from an objective standpoint, you know what I'm saying, do I believe that there's a heaven and hell? I can't quantify that. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing to support that but faith. And I have, you know, faith of a grain of a mustard seed. Sometimes I feel closer to my father or to my, you know what I'm saying, my grandfather. When I listen to this, that, I get a spiritual, and I feel, you know what I'm saying, their essence, even though they're gone. What the fuck is wrong with that? Is that pseudo? You know what I'm saying? I should just, you know, I just take all of the seasoning out of the potato salad. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all are essentially saying with this crap, yo. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to take the soul out of all of the soul food, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Rationalism wears its own mask. Religion versus rationalism. Two masks, one brain. Whether one evokes a deity or declares themselves purely rational, the processor is still human. You know what I'm saying? It's built with flaws, emotion, reasoning, selective attention, belief, bias. It yearns for structure, whether through dogma or data. The critique religion is irrational, while failing to critique one's own rationalism is not intellectual rigor. It is epistemistic narcissism, right? So they haven't transcended the human mind. They just traded the pulpit for the podium. All right, anybody got anything to say on that? Any thoughts? And this is so interesting because that brother, he was just saying that, you know what I'm saying? Like they were just talking about like the cult-like behaviors that they were seeing, you know what I'm saying? And still not, you know, not SHIT-ing on the brothers, you know what I'm saying? And they definitely have a strong love and respect for Unc West and Cedric and other people who are on that, in that you know what I mean, in that group. But I'm like, that's exactly what I've been saying, bro. I'm getting a little deeper into some of the, you know what I'm saying, to some of the psychology that I just think it just continues to echo, and you cannot, you know what I'm saying, sit here and like, okay, you want to tear down, you know, sister, shout out to the sister Neftali. I hate the way they treat the sister. I mean, I know she can be nasty too, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to stick my neck in nobody else's daggone, you know what I'm saying, rap battle, but, you know what I'm saying, I felt like they could have handled that, like, you know what I'm saying, like gentlemen and scholars. And they really didn't. You know what I'm saying? They went straight to the witch hunt and the mudslinging, and I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might as well be out on the corner with studs on, B. And fringes. Like, yo, for real. Real low. Put some fringes on a lab coat and walk outside and shit. You know what I mean? And start preaching scientific doctrine. You know what I'm saying? Calling everybody else heathens and stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Anybody got anything, brother Jose? You got anything
Jesse,
to add
but,
to or
I pretty much agree. I think you know, when with people who tend to be atheists, they or the people who believe in science. Um, it's a similar concept with religion. Religion is really just a way. So when they take this term as being an atheist or a science believer, it's really just like it's in itself is a religion, and they haven't escaped they haven't really escaped the concept of religion, even though that's tends to be what they would like to do.
Right, right. And they're attacking, like religion from that 18th century, position, And it wasn't, it's not the word, but it was the social institutions of that time period that they were really focused on. And, And so it you could say that, was it the religion or was it just the people in the religion, the group, the group think, the us versus them mentalities and stuff like that humans tend to do, and thinking from a position like even going with evolution, saying that we are primates, understanding that we are primates, that we also share certain social conditions that are required for primates, and mammals, most mammals are not like certain reptiles who just drop their babies and leave. I mean, there's some people who do that, but necessarily mostly, mothers and fathers usually, tend to rear their children, up into a certain age, and you have groups and cousins and stuff like that. You have a family cohesion, that's much like pack, behavior, so and also you also have the necessity for the matriarch and patriarch alpha, identifier within a group. Everybody's going to have, somebody who they look up to and they think is, that, I aspire to be like that. This is my group's, symbol, is Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie and, this one and that one. And we have those, infrastructures, some of leaders and influential people who also share that identity, that cultural root, that sticks us together. It's like it's roots to a tree, an organization in a sense, but, not like, like the 12th century or 14th century Catholic frickin' daggone, church or something, you know what I mean? So, and those things are necessary, so those are things, are powerful things, I even, even while I may have a lot of issues with my Kojic church, the Kojic Church of God in Christ that I was growing up in, I saw a lot of hypocrisy and things and that, there was good things that I received from that experience, all the way up until my teenage years, being a PK, not a pseudo killer, a preacher's kid, growing up in the church in the whole nine was very powerful, and in positive ways, not just, I've seen a lot of bad stuff, but overall in my growth and development, I can say that it actually had a very positive basis, family functions, helping elderly people, and going out to feed people on the street on a Thanksgiving, something like that. I had to do stuff like that. Singing in the choir, or going to church functions, and all of that stuff was highly important to my structure and to my intellectual development socially. You know what I mean? I think these people are having one form of intellectual, being an intellectual isn't just, book smarts. Some of it is social. I would say a large portion of it is social skills. Antisocial behavior is actually a form of being, the R word, retarded. You know what I mean? Because it's a developmental, you haven't developed in the ways where you're able to really socialize positively, and then conflict resolution. All these things are abstract skill sets that your brain uses to answer and figure out solutions to problems. It's problem solving. You know what I'm saying? Just in the realm of dealing with people. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I snap off. Sometimes I intend to snap off and really pop off, and sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I go overboard on purpose, but sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. And you know what I mean? But most of the time, you know what I'm saying, most people will tell you, you know what I'm saying, like, I'd squash all of that shit because it's not even about that. If I can't bridge gaps and freaking daggone come to, you know what I'm saying, to an agreement, to disagree or what have you, you know what I'm saying, respectfully with my own people, or even anybody, don't matter if it's just black folk, you know what I'm saying, then I'm showing that I am not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not developing. I'm not maturing as a man, as an adult. You know what I'm saying? So how are you going to sit here in judgment of anybody if you're acting like a daggone 16-year-old at the cafeteria table, laughing at the Negroes over on the other table because, you know what I'm saying, they like comic books? So watch this though. Dawkins shift. Richard Dawkins, yo. Richard Dawkins in 2024 interview, Dawkins reacted to UK's growing celebration of Ramadan over Easter, saying, I feel that we are, as a Christian country, I count myself as a cultural Christian. I think it would matter if we substituted any alternative religion. That would be truly dreadful. He emphasized that while he doesn't believe in Christian doctrine, he values the social and moral framework Christianity provides, especially compared to what he sees as more regressive religious systems. You know what I'm saying? So the birth rate and de-churching concerns, Dawkins' comment coincided with broader discussions about the decline in birth rates and social cohesion in secular societies. A 2024 podcast from Biola University highlighted how de-churching, the decline of religious affiliation and attendance, is linked to lower birth rates, weakened community bonds, loss of intergenerational mentorship, and moral frameworks. This shift has left even agnostics and atheist thinkers to reconsider the functional value of religion, not as truth claims, but as cultural infrastructure. Okay, so how this supports the thesis, you've been arguing that faith is a neuroadaptive necessity, not just a belief system, right? So when I say that we need, like you know what I'm saying, human beings need religion. Oh, science doesn't need religion. No, you just walked around the question. I didn't say science, bro. Science is nothing without the human being trying to use it, right? You know what I'm saying? Even that word is a human word. So science can live without religion. Okay, that's a freaking non sequitur, bro. That's psychobabble. That's psychobabble, Cedric. That's the psychobabble. I'm talking about human beings can't live without religion and science as necessities. Not even just necessities. It's a default program. You're going to do it anyway. Even when you're not trying to, even when you think you haven't, you're not. When you think you're being totally objective, you're being a preacher. Okay? Psychosocial utility. Right?
I agree.
Faith isn't just irrelevant.
There's no escaping religion, because even atheism is the religion of not believing in a God. So
right.
So like nobody is exempt from religion, because religion is simply a way. Right.
Well, I'll say this. If I was just, you know what I'm saying, like if I was just to say, well, I just don't believe in any gods or any religions, and just totally ignore anything religious in my whole, you know what I'm saying, like I would, you know, just be ignoring it and never getting in any conversations, but totally removing myself anytime somebody talks about God or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And just not focused on it, then I would say that you're a purist. You're just not engaging in it. You acknowledge that people are going to believe in it, but you don't believe in it, and it's not really an issue for you. So you're not focused on it. But the moment you start becoming the atheist that only focuses on talking about God, on talking about religion, on trying to pop holes in this and that and these belief systems. They're talking more about God. They're keeping the argument going. They themselves are religious in that sense. You're a proselytizer. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to create a doctrine out of the holes in someone else's. You're creating this dialogue, this word, you know what I'm saying? This word, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you're trying to spread as gospel. That's your gospel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to just stop believing in something and just ignore it and not even freaking deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? Be totally freaking daggone dismissive to that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't do that. You know what I'm saying? They become obsessed. You know what I'm saying? Obsessed with arguing and preaching the anti-faith doctrine and with their own faith. And right there for you to smell it. You know what I mean? So let's go forward just a little bit more. Religion versus rationalism, the two masks, one brain. And saying whether one in deity or declares themselves purely rational, the processor is still human. It's built with flaws, emotional reasoning, selective attention, and belief bias. It yearns for structure, whether through dogma or data. I believe I read that before, right? So science is as ritual and rationalism is myth. You know what I'm saying? Even hard empiricism involves assumptions about causality, consistency, and measurement, right? So in that, right, assumptions about causality, consistency, and measurement. You know what I'm saying? This is like, you know, how you're looking at these things from, it almost becomes a doctrinal, you know what I'm saying, narratives, hypothesis, theories, and paradigms, symbols, mathematical constructs, formulas, and models. Right. So all of these things exist in faith. These are not weaknesses. They are adaptations. But the flaw lies in denying them. The pseudo-intellectual disavows their own limitations while religious people at least acknowledge theirs and build meaning within them. You know what I'm saying? The man who scoffs at miracles yet believes his mind is incorruptible is chasing his own myth just without a structure. You ain't got no roots, man. You ain't got no temple. I'm not gonna play this video. We already dealt with that. I had two videos of Ankh West, basically supporting my argument. I think this one he actually did. I don't want him to flag your channel if he gets mad for me using it or something.